Right, I'm boring out the sprocket to fit the stub. Material is quite hard, I don't know what it is, but certainly a little bit harder than ordinary mild steel. So I had a bit of spring in the cut. I figured it had about a 1 thou spring in it, so I've just, fortunately I'm using high speed and I can take a thou at a time cut, which is what I'm trying to do right now. I don't want the thing sloppy, I don't want a running fit, but I want to be able to push it on and get it off if ever I need to. Later on, I'll actually hold it in place with a spring pin, but as I say, from time to time I might have to take it to pieces for God knows what reason. Whole thing might be a dismal failure for all I know. But anyway, I'm making provision for that. And it's, here we go. Just got through there now. Feed that in a bit, and feed that back a bit. Here we go. Right, I'll have to stop this in order to mic it. Well, I've just tried this in there. It's a beautiful fit. It's no wobble whatsoever. A little bit of resistance, so that'll be nice. That'll go in there nicely. Got a little bit of a mess up there with it, but that's normal for me. What now I'm going to do, I've got to bore the other one out. What I did, I just bunged a 14.5mm drill up the thing, and then took it out to about 0.6265, I think it was, or 6266, something like that. Well, at least that's what it said on the what do you call that thing? That thing there. I didn't bother miking it. I tried the last couple of thou and it fit. So just have to put this down, get the next sprocket up, and I'll get that ready and I'll come back to you. Right, as you can see, I've finished the sprockets. Sprockets are bored. They're all drilled through the shaft and they're fitted on. I've yet to put spring pins in them, or roll pins, whatever you want to call them. Now these are Loctited into the shaft. What I'll probably do is the same as I've done down this end. I drilled and tapped 3/8, put a bolt in there, and I tapped both the tube and the stub, and then I've Loctited the bolt in there, and then cut it off and smooth it. This just gives it a little bit extra security or whatever, so it's not going to move when I turn the thing. So the next step is I've got to make a handle for this. Now I've got to drill out the plate so I can mount these two together in there and put the chain on them and all the drive and the bearings. I've got to make the bronze bearings for this part. It's coming along very well actually. I'm quite pleased with that. So I'll keep you posted. Okay, this is the next step. I've got to stop saying okay as well. This is going to be a bearing block, and they'll run in the slots on the end plate for the top roller to go up and down. Now this is basically the size of it, so it's 40mm there to there. There will be two of these. One will make the top one and one will make the bottom. See, they're cut out on the sides for the plate, so it'll ride. This one will ride flush on one side and stick out slightly on the other side. Here they are in a split apart front elevation. Now you can see I've stepped these. Just be a little step, just purely to locate it sideways. They'll be drilled from the bottom and tapped on the top, and bolts will go up there and clamp them together. Once that's done, I will then drill this hole. This hole will be drilled out to 22mm. Then I'll spread them apart and I'll bronze weld inside there and build it up. Then clean it up, clack them back together, and then bore that out. So I have a shell of bronze for the bearing to run on, or to act as the bearing for the shaft to run on. And that'll be 20mm plus. I'll most likely leave 5 thou on that, because there's no guarantee that this will always be perfectly in alignment. Now down the bottom, this is with a 12mm rod, a threaded rod, and it's neck down, and then this bit's 10mm. Now that'll go in this part here from the top, and there'll be a plate, a little bolt in there and bolt there, which will locate it and hold it in there. So that's the adjusting rod to ray these up and down. So here we go, on with the next bit. As I say, there's this bit here, so it's not very big. It's going to be considerably smaller when we finish, and I'll keep you posted. I'm just ready to start the first step in machining this. I've touched off, you might be able to see just a little mark there. I brought the cutter down to just touched and zeroed it, moved it off. Now I'm going to take 0.25 of a mil off, which is roughly 10 thousandths, and just inside. This is my drive unit here for the table. That's a car window winder motor, and that's a PWM controller. Used to be a guitar foot pedal I made years ago to switch when I was playing in the pubs in Western Australia, and I used to run 3 amplifiers at once, 200-watt Fenders and a 75-watt Jansen, and this was to this beastie here was to switch between the Fenders and the channels on the Fenders, I should say, but I'm not doing that any longer. So it's been repurposed in life as a, what do you call it? So I'm trying to do two things. One's a drive unit. This has got a clutch here that I've made. It's a dog clutch, you can see there. I'm just trying to engage it. Right, it's engaged. So I'll give this a kick in the guts and off we go. Speed is about 280 RPM. And there we are. Excuse me. In the video it looks like it's running backwards. I assure you it's not. It was when I started because I had tapped in it last, but I'm sure it's not. This is just a 10-pound cut. It's a clean up. Once this cut's finished, I'll put that face up against the back here, and then I'll do the other 2 faces, rotating it around 180 to keep it square with that machine surface. After that, I'll then after that I'll then mic them to see if there's any taper. I expect there will be a tiny bit of taper. I'll correct that with a dial gauge and keep the whole thing parallel. I'll give it a bit of good news. There we go. Keep it happy for a while. Changes the sound really quickly, doesn't it? As you can see, I've put a smaller cutter in. The other one was a bit blunt. And I've got the speed up. It's currently doing 960 RPM, which is just a bit under 100 surface beat per minute. Still only a 10-pound cut. That's the second one. When I finish this one, I'll flip it over 180, keeping that face that's touching the far side on that, so it's still going to be square. And then I'll bring that down to about, take the whole thing down to size, roughly 14 mil. That's after I've squared it up. I've just mic'd this. It is within 0.4 of a thou of being parallel. I'm not going to worry at that, so I'll consider that side done. I've still got to clean up one more side, but I'll leave that until I've whittled this down to 14 mil, and then I'll flip it over and do that last bit. That's just a clean up anyway. This is the second block I've made today. I started out using the mill, but the cutters are so blunt I've had to order some new ones. And I transferred into the 4-jaw, and it's, I must say, it's much quicker and much less aggravating. The end result, excuse my hand, this is what's coming out. So it's 25 by 15, and in spite of all my protestations about the metric mic the other day, I've actually been using it today. So that's one for the bag.